Yeah, welcome to the show. Yes, it's Tuesday. City Tuesday. So, just not let the girls out of it, I thought I'd do the impression as well. Now, no, they're not fully grown, but sometimes I've got the feeling that, while I like the film, yeah, I do like the film. Yes, it's 23rd of April, 2013, and it's 11:06 or 23:06 sailor's time. And that brings me to my first topic. Topless. As kids, when we're growing up, yeah, I also carry a I don't have a six pack. I carry the slab or the keg, but I still need two hands to cover what's down there, and you'll never get to see what's down there because I think it's inappropriate for me to show it. Because for me, it's not inappropriate to show what I've got on top because I'm a male. But let's get back to the beginnings. The days when you're growing up, as a kid, going down the beach, playing with your neighbour's friend, and you see her, and you see, well, I've got no top on, she's got no top on, she's flat, I'm flat, and we're a pair. Then as time goes on, as you're going through primary school, all of a sudden, she gets a growth. You're still going to the beach, you're still going topless, but there's a small change. They're not big, but the change is they're covered up. Now, if I was to put a bra on, you'd think, well, why are you wearing a bra when you're a man? Well, when back in those days, when you're still going to primary school and you're still seeing the girl next door, you're still thinking, well, why is she covered up but I'm not covered up? You start to think, well, is there something different that I don't know about? She's got more than what I've got. I mean, as a kid, you don't think of these things. As a kid, you just see the girl as a girl. Now, my thought, even though we have the nudists who say, well, we don't need clothing. So why do we need clothing just to hide things that people don't want to see? Or people don't want you to see? You just start to think, well, maybe there's a reason behind that if there wasn't a hidden factor to girls besides having saggy boobs for the bra to hold them up, if the bra wasn't there and they walked around like guys do at the beach, because you still have people like Bondi Beach will say, well, you need to put your top on. This ain't a topless beach. But you look at the men. As I was saying the other day, The Biggest Loser. When you see The Biggest Loser, you see the guys walking up to the get weighed in. They take the shirts off. It's a t-shirt, a singlet, to show what they've got. So I'm thinking, well, why is it that guys get away with it, and yet when the girls go up and get weighed up, yeah, I can do this. See, flexible, and you think, well, why can't the girls do it? I mean, it's not as if it's not a family program. It is a family program, but you think, well, the girls will think the same to me. My kids are saying, well, Dad or Mum, how come he shows his boobs, takes his shirt off, yet when the girls go on there, they've still got their tops on? So maybe that's where the sexuality comes into it. Now, if we were seeing all these boobs freely, would it be a enticement to try and see what they've got? Is that what it's all about? I mean, one set of boobs is no different to another set of boobs. But then again, There's not one set I've seen that are exactly the same from one to the other. So it's still a mystery as to why it's such a turn-on for guys to see a girl's boobs. Now, I know from my perspective, my mum said I was never breastfed because she had inverted nipples, which meant her had no nipples at all. So they were stuck in. So they were stuck like that. So therefore, they didn't have that experience. Maybe those boys and girls who had the experience of being breastfed knew what a boob was on the inside, what they're there for. It's just those guys who didn't get the breastfeeding didn't get the experience. Maybe that's the case. I'm not sure. I don't know. But anyway, my guest today is Sherbet. And Sherbet's singing Slipstream today. Yeah, it seems rather... Yeah, they say you can have a slippery nipple. But we're talking about a slipstream with Sherbet. And I shouldn't play with these while they're on. But at least you know they're there. So here's Sherbet and Slipstream.
One of the biggest draw cards in pop music in Australia has just released their latest record. It's called Slipstream. It's bound to be a hit because it's sung by Sherbet. I needed some room to get out of the groove into the slipstream, into the slipstream. Oh yeah.
No flood there. No flood there. No flood there. Just a little bit.
I need some room to get out of the groove into the slipstream, into the slipstream. Oh, let's join together, take my hand. Oh yeah, we'll find a dream time wonderland. Find the call, we're on the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, that was Sherbet. Now Sherbet, Acker Highway, or the Sherbs, are one of the most prominent and successful Australian rock bands of the 1970s. The classic lineup of Daryl Braithwaite on vocals, Tony Mitchell on bass guitar, Garth Porter on keyboards, Alan Sando on drums, Clive Shakespeare on guitar provided that teen-oriented pop style. In 1976, Shakespeare left and was soon replaced by Harvey James. Sherbet's biggest singles were Summer Love and How's That, both reaching #1 in Australia. How's That also a top 5 hit in the United Kingdom. The band was successful in the United States, where How's That peaked to number 61 as the Sherbets. They also reached number 61 in 1981 with I Have the Skill. The group disbanded in 1984. Subsequent reunions have occurred since 1998. According to rock music historian Ian McFarlane, alongside Skyhooks, Sherbet was the most successful Australian pop band of the 1970s, with a run of 20 consecutive hit singles to his credit and 17 albums that yielded 10 platinum and 40 gold disc awards. Sherbet was the first domestic act to sell $1 million worth of records in Australia. In 1990, Sherbet was inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame alongside classical composer and pianist P. Roy Granger. On the 15th of January 2011, Harvey James died of lung cancer. On the 15th of February 2012, Clive Shakespeare died of prostate cancer. So they're not lasting, and now we know that now we also know that Christy Amphlett has joined them, and she's a beautiful lady. We're going to miss her, and I'm sure even Darryl Braithwaite will agree with me that she's a missed girl. Yes, loved by a lot. History. Just a little bit more history. From 1970 until 1984, Sherbet scored 20 hits singles in Australia, including 2 #1s, and released 10 platinum status albums. The single How's That was a #1 hit in 1976, also reached #4 in the UK singles chart. They were the first Australian band to reach $1 million in record sales in Australia. The first Australian band to turn their merchandising into a huge industry. And they pioneered the concept of massive regional tours. In December 1976, the book Sherbet on Tour by Christy Elza sold 30,000 copies in its first week. Now the credits for Sherbet, also known as Highway, The Sherbs, Origin, Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, Genoise, Rock, Soul, Pop, New Wave, Years Active. There's several of them, so I'll do them all. 1969 to 1979, 1979 to 1980, 1980 to 1984, 1998, 2001, 2003, 2006, 2007, and 2011. Labels: Festival, RSO, MCA, ATCO, and don't forget, we also got Majesty. And associated acts: Chapman Junction, Downtown, Roll Band, Samuel Lilith. Past members: Dennis Lachlan, Doug Ray, Sam C., Clive Shakespeare, Danny Taylor, Alan Sando, Darryl Braithwaite, Bruce Worrell, Garth Porter, Tony Mitchell, Jonathan de Gorman, Harvey James, Tony Lee, and John Weston. Now they're the bands to know to go and see, and you can actually sing along to bands of that nature. That's some of the bands we have today that don't have the nature that we like to hear because we just don't know what the words are. Now, my eyes are still playing up, and I was going to do a few more things on Australia. Now, okay, pet show. Now, we'll talk about dogs because last week I had 3 clashes with a dog. First of all, I went to kick my dog in the cheek for barking too much, and it's a Labrador. And I wasn't going to kick it real hard, and just so happened as my foot went up, her jaw went down and it went smash. I thought I broke the bone in my foot. I hurt that much. Then, 2 days later, a Doberman come running around the corner and got slipped on some concrete and went sliding straight into me and gouged the same foot. Then my Labrador, when I was feeding my Labrador, because I've got 3 dogs, and I put the food into the laundry, and as I put it in the laundry, she went skittling in the laundry to get to food. Guess what? She trod on my foot. Same foot. So, this is going to be really hard, because I'm not having a real good hard at reading. The 10 most popular breeds of dogs in Australia: German Shepherd Dog, Cocker Spaniel, Australian Silky Terrier, Chihuahua, Collie, Australian Cattle Dog, Bull Terrier, Maltese Terrier, Old English Sheepdog, and Labrador. Now, how much of a life does your dog live? Well, I've got 3 at the moment, and we've got 2 past members. One lived to 16 and one lived to 10. Now, when you think about the dollar figure on how much you spend on the dog for a year, it comes really loud, really huge. I mean, the dog food, medicines, surgery, all the things that go towards keeping your dog healthy. And then I saw on one of the shows a dog health retreat. Now, this dog health retreat had tanks of water, and they had belts running in the water that they ran on the belt while they're going in the water. Then they had harnesses on the dogs to float in the water to bring them back to where it should be. And then you start thinking about the greyhounds on the track. Do you know how many thousands of greyhounds there are in Australia or in the world, running around in circles, running after a bunny that sits on a pole in the middle of the track? And in the old days, if they didn't run really well, it wasn't very long before they ended up at the bottom of a well. Not much of a life for a dog in that area. But then you look at the Queen's dogs, the corgis. You never see them with a dirty tail. Now that's the tail to be said. Now, I'm not sure how you guys in the rest of the world feel about dogs. We also have a dingo. We have our own dingo. Fraser Island has one of the last places where you can actually walk with the dingo or walk along with wild dingoes. But you're not allowed to approach them because they can bite you. Now, what they're saying, now people are saying, well, we need the dingoes not to be there because people want to be there. So it gets back to the tourist dollar. Not realising the tourist dollar is that they want to be there to see the dingo. So whilst the Australian dollar is really high, so there's a little lack of tourists coming to Australia because they've got to spend more money. But if they've got to spend more money, that means that we should be actually getting more bonuses out of it. Because if someone's buying 2 things that they get for 50 cents of their own money, yeah, catch-22. So what they're also saying is that we've still got this debt. Somehow or rather we're going to get rid of the debt so we don't end up being like Greece or Italy, where we actually be a country that's broke. So maybe we need to get some of our... We always say, we try and, when you become someone up high, you try and knock them down a bit. Well, somewhere along the line, Australia needs to go back to the day when we were in the black and not in the red, and find out where we went wrong to get into the red. We know the world went downhill, but that didn't mean Australia had to go downhill. Now, if someone could actually go back 10 years to see where it went out of whack, where our money has gone to be spent. So we're in debt to the world of 16 billion. I think 16 billion. It's not trillion yet, not like the US. But somewhere along the line, someone has to find out where this money has gone. Who has it? Who holds it? Some say China. Well, they're getting to the stage where they can't find the dollar they need to spend. So they're getting in the similar stage. So we'll talk more about this on my next show. We'll talk about finances of the world, and I'll have a look a little bit more into Wikipedia and see where we go, see if we can improve what we can do to get our world back online. Oh, we got our 23rd millionth person born today in Australia. There's 23 million of us now, so watch out, world, we're coming. So that's the 23rd of April, 2013. It's 11:27 or 23:27 Sailor's time, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. And who have we got tomorrow? We have got Stuck in the Middle with You, and it's with Steelers Wheel. Well, I'll probably, when I hear it, I'll know what it is. All right, we'll catch you again. Love you all. Catch you again tomorrow. Bye.